actually, his angle is a good angle.
What's my angle? You keep saying I have an angle. I just know that he's going to be the coach because he's cheap and LeBron wants him.
Let me remind you.
He's inexperienced.
Yeah.
He's never coached anywhere ever. He's got a podcast with LeBron James.
Yep.
He looks good on TV.
That's not your angle.
What's my angle?
Your angle, I will remind him of his angle from last week. Tried everything else.
Oh, that. Yeah. I mean,
how is that? Wait,
just listen. Go ahead.
No.
6 coaches in 13
years. So they've
years.
gone through every flavor of ice cream in the store other than one. Okay? They've gone through the guy that's been around the block a few times. That's Frank Vogel.
Okay.
They've gone through the familiar face who used to play for the team. It's Byron Scott. They've gone through hey, this guy's the up-and-coming hot assistant who's been around really good coaches. That was Luke Walton. Okay. They went through the guy that just came off a championship team as an assistant coach. He learned how to win a championship. That was Darvin Ham.
And Darvin was the players' coach.
They've gone through Mike Brown and and D'Antoni, who are just kind of guys in the league that have been around a lot of different places. They've tried every flavor of ice cream except for, hey, what if we just took a guy that has never, ever, ever done it?
I mean...
One flavor left.
That's the last lane. That's the last thing to do. And he checks all the other boxes.
By the way, I think he's going. There's no other name that's out there.
Well,
it's that name that keeps coming up. He's going to end up being the coach.
There's one added wrinkle that we just discovered. He's telegenic, which is not unimportant in Los Angeles. He has a good relationship with LeBron James, or as Brian Windhorst pointed out not long ago, he has a good relationship with LeBron James for now. He's got the ear and support of Mike Krzyzewski, who apparently is now in the mix of determining who the Laker next coach may be. So he checks a lot of the boxes other than he knows what he's doing. Now, he might, but nobody knows for sure. He's never coached before.
Why is Coach K involved in this? Why is Coach K a resource for the Lakers?
Give me one reason why you wouldn't want somebody else.
If you remember in 2004, when Kobe was starting everything, it was hire coach, because Phil was going to leave.
Sure.
It was Coach K, Coach K, Coach K, Coach K.
Okay.
20 years ago.
2004, Coach K is 57. Made a lot of sense. Right? Coach K was an accomplished college coach who related really well with NBA guys, as it turns out. The Team USA, they really like Coach K. All of these things.
For Emily's purposes, from that time on, he went on to win 2 more national titles.
Oh, sick. Amazing.
Just wanted to point out.
He's a 77-year-old guy who, I know he knows basketball cold, but he's never really been involved in the NBA. He's been involved in Team USA, and he knows some of the star players, but...
I don't have a problem with them getting an opinion from Coach. I would rather
another one.
I'd rather get an opinion from Coach K.
Another one? But
okay, which opinion do you want? You want the opinion from Coach K or other people?
Also, why don't you name some names, Sleep? Name some names of those other people.
You ready?
Which one do you want?
Does Magic Johnson know what he's talking about?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. Mm-hmm. Does Phil Jackson know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Mike Krzyzewski know what he's talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop.
But my point is, we're gonna go through 7 or 8 more. 7 or 8 people are not going to land on a consensus. You can't take 7 or 8 people's opinions and come to something that makes sense. You need somebody that says, this is what I want. This is the other part we haven't talked about yet.
But
they want a grinder. Tell me what a grinder of a head coach is. I know what a grinder of a player is. The story that came out this morning was they're looking for somebody that's a grinder. What does that mean? That is nonsense corporate speak.
What it means.
Tell me.
You know it.
No, I don't.
I don't really know it either. I mean, a grinder, I'm just assuming.
I know what a grinder as a player is.
This is, by the
way.
Or
a sandwich.
But by the way.
Those are good sandwiches.
Darvin Ham.
Hero.
Darvin Ham, probably a grinder.
If you had to say a guy that was
a grinder in the league to make it, grinder as a player, a grinder as an assistant, grinder.
They just fired him after 2 years.
But wouldn't that be your definition
I would
of
guess so.
grinder?
I mean, is that a guy that spends more time watching tape than someone else? Is it a guy that spends more time talking to his players than someone else? You know what would be a good idea? A good coach that doesn't just check the grinder box or doesn't just check the LeBron box.
I don't understand that quote.
The whole thing, look, I'm not questioning Mike Krzyzewski's basketball credentials. Clearly they are what they are. But it's just another voice in a room full of powerful people, Magic Johnson, Phil, like all the people that we've heard throughout the years that are associated with making this decision, and they keep landing on a guy that gets fired 2 years later. Mm-hmm. If having 38 people whisper in your ear were the secret to success, we wouldn't be on coach number 46 in the last 6 months. And that's where we are.
Take a guess. Who do you think is going to be
J.J. Reddick.
I agree.
And who do you think Coach K is going to suggest?
I agree.
J.J. Reddick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Coach
Kenny
J.J.
Atkinson.
Reddick.
What about Sam